Given your commitment to the pro-growth agenda as you describe it, do you think beyond not being a hindrance, do you think the Fed should take into account what's going on, for example, in the trade negotiations to be an affirmative help? Should they get out in front of it and say, let's loosen up some of monetary policy to actually reinforce? Well, let's be frank, the PBOC is doing some version of that for President Xi.
Well, that's right. But I think it would be a little dangerous to want a more activist Fed. I just don't want them to mess things up. And I say that respectfully. But the point is, you don't want to undermine our position or the progress we're making. That doesn't mean that we want the Fed to start anticipating what it can do as an instrument of government policy. I think the Fed is too interventionist. I think it's the distortions that occur as a result of trying to artificially move the interest rate that can end up being more problematic. For instance, our practice of paying interest on excess reserves. We actually have, at a time when ordinary Americans on passbook savings get 0% interest, the Federal Reserve is paying banks on their checkbook accounts held at the Federal Reserve 2.35%. And that's an interest rate they're getting for doing nothing that they're not passing through to their own depositors. I don't think the Fed should be helping one segment of the economy at the expense of another segment. And so I would want to start to have a glide path toward, I mean, you don't do anything abruptly, but toward moving the Fed away from the distortions that I think hurt private sector entrepreneurialism and give banks the wrong incentive and actually make them feel like, why go through the hard work of financial intermediation and making consumer loans or helping would-be entrepreneurs when I can just let my money sit at the Fed and earn a nice interest rate for literally doing nothing.